Hello everybody, what is going on? My name is Shadow of Resho Gaming, and I'm here today to bring you the new community choice. Sorry this episode is a little late, Easter was a bit crazy, but nevertheless, let's just go ahead and jump right into the results. Coming in at number 5, we have Charlie at 7% of the votes. Captain Charlie is the new leader captain of Pikmin 3. I was kind of surprised he came in 5th, because a lot of people seem to like him. He's cool, he's tough, he kind of gets the job done. Charlie, of course, comes from the planet Kopai, which was in danger of not having enough food to survive, so they sent him, Alf, and Brat Knee out into the wilds to find another food source. Of course, Captain Charlie was one of the most bravest heroes on Kopai. He was a retired space ranger, and like everyone thought he was like the best hero out of everyone, and Alf looks up to him as like the best of the best. So it kind of sucks to see the biggest hero of the Pikmin series get 5th place, but what are you gonna do about it? And next on the list, coming in at number 4, surprisingly we have Louie at 10% of the votes. Louie is a captain from Pikmin 2 and Pikmin 3. While you don't actually get to play as him in the main story in Pikmin 3, he does have quite a bit of story to go with him. In Pikmin 2, he's introduced as your partner to go back to the Pikmin planet to collect treasure because Hakate is flat out broke. So he goes along with you, and you can actually control 2 captains, Olimar and Louie. And of course, what makes Louie Louie is that he has the biggest affiliation with food that I've ever seen. He literally eats everything, and he is the reason why Hakate is broke, because he ate all of their money. He also stole all of Charlie, Brittany's, and Alf's food supply in Pikmin 3 and ran off with it. So he's kind of a bit of a nuisance in the whole Pikmin series, but he's also really lovable, so I can kind of see why people love him and hate him. I personally really like him as a character. He's a nice comedy relief, and I hope we actually get to see more of him in Pikmin 4, right? Right? Also, in another surprise turn of events, coming in at number 3, we have the President at 11% of the votes. The President is another character that you can play as in Pikmin 2. Spoilers, by the way, I don't know really how else to say this without saying spoilers. After you get back from your first run in the Pikmin planet, you go back to Hakate, but you find out that you accidentally left Louie there, so the President has to go back with Olimar to help find him. So in the later half of the game, you actually get to play as the President, and he controls pretty much the same as Louie, does all the exact same things as he does, so it's not really any different control-wise. There's really not too much character depth with the President, other than he is the President of Hakate, that he's very timid, and he got into a really weird debt with loan sharks, and now he's kind of on the run. But for some reason though, I actually really liked playing as the President. It was just always a really cool surprise that I actually got to play with him, so I can kind of see why he got the number 3 spot. Alright, moving on to the top 2. These two have probably been neck and neck for most of it, until first place kind of took quite a bit of a lead. But anyway, coming in at number 2, we have Alf at 30% of the votes, taking a giant leap in the number of votes he got. Alf, of course, is one of the main characters in Pikmin 3. You get to play as him really early on, and you play as him for most of the introduction before you actually get to play as Charlie and Brittany. Alf is the engineer of the SS Drake. This is, I believe, his first mission off planet, and he is really excited. He has a really optimistic personality about him. He's really bright and happy all the time, which is kind of why people like him. I personally just really like the way his character looks. I don't know really why, I just think his character looks really smooth, it looks really cool. It really fits like the personality of what Alf should be. He feels like he's like kind of like the little brother of the group between Brittany and Charlie, because they always kind of tease him. Like Brittany always calls him Alfie because she's a brat, obviously. I don't know, there's just something about Alf that you can like really connect with him. I'm really happy that he got the number 2 spot. I was kind of hoping he got number 1 because he's definitely one of my favorites, and I really hope they bring him and all the other captains back in Pikmin 4. Even Brat Knee. And speaking of Brat Knee, coming in at number 1, we have Brat Knee with 40% of the votes. I'm just kidding. No one likes her. She got dead last. Coming in at number 1 is Olimar with 40% of the votes. Take that, Brat Knee. What do you think about me now, huh? Anyway, Olimar, of course, is the main Pikmin captain through Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2. And of course, he has his own little side story in Pikmin 3, and you can play as him in battle mode in Pikmin 3, so he's all over the place. Olimar's whole story starts out when he's just on a vacation and he crash lands his ship on the Pikmin planet and he has to go retrieve all his parts to his ship so he can get back home. And of course, his long perilous journey finally gets him back home, to which he has to go right back to the Pikmin planet because his planet has no money because of Louie. So him and Louie return to the Pikmin planet to get enough treasures to go back home and save their planet. And eventually, somewhere along the way, I guess he takes a little bit of a break and then goes right back to the Pikmin planet. Eventually, they crash land their ship, and Olimar and Louie both have to leave like logs and then eventually get kidnapped by monsters and are inevitably rescued by Alf, Charlie, and Brittany. And in the end, they all become friends and they go their separate ways and are finally able to leave home. And we kind of get this little context that we left Louie at the planet again, and then we have like this little crash landing ship at the end of Pikmin 3. So Pikmin 4, right? Please, 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 please. Alright, that was that. So let's just go ahead and move on to next week's question. This is something that's been just recently brought up, which I thought would be a really cool question to kind of get everyone's answers on. With the new Smash Brothers ballot, you can choose any fighter that you think would be a really cool fit for Smash Brothers. So what I want to ask you guys is, what character do you want to see as DLC in Smash Brothers 4? This can be any character as long as it's in reason, so like no Goku or Master Chief. As long as it's like nothing too out there, then I'll go ahead and put it in the list. So go ahead and leave that down in the comments below and I will go over them, and then we will go into another video next week just like this one. And then the week after that we will do the exact same thing forever and ever and ever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I have been Shadow. You can find me, of course, at Resho Gaming, or you can just follow me on Twitter at Resho Wolf. Also, make sure to subscribe to NinBuzz if you have not already, and follow them on Twitter. It really helps out everybody. So just, you know, do what you feel is right. But really, you should just subscribe to everybody, because that's just the best thing to do. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week in the new Community Choice.